Okay, so if you've ever put together a workout playlist, you've definitely faced this exact debate. Do you go for that super clean, perfectly produced studio recording, or do you pick the raw, chaotic energy of a live version? Well, it turns out your choice isn't just about taste. One of these is actually way better at getting you to push harder, and we're about to dig into exactly why.
So, listen to this quote. It's from a seasoned indoor cycling instructor, and for years, this was pretty much the gospel. The thinking was that the messiness of a live track, the crowd noise, little ad libs from the singer, it was all just a distraction. For a good workout, you need control, you need predictability, and honestly, that makes total sense, right up until it doesn't.
So, yeah, this is really the great debate, right? On one side, you've got the studio version. It's clean, it's controlled, you know exactly what you're going to get. And on the other, you've got the live version. It's raw, it's electric, and it's wonderfully unpredictable. Let's follow the journey that took one instructor from being a total studio track purist to a complete believer in the power of live music.
And this change of heart, it wasn't some big overnight thing. Not at all. It was a slow burn, a discovery that happened over years and years of teaching, of just watching and noticing what really gets a room full of people fired up when they're pushing themselves to the limit. And then, bam, the aha moment. The instructor decides to sneak a really high-quality live track into the playlist, just to see what happens. And the reaction from the class? It was absolutely undeniable. You could see it. People physically sat up straighter. Their legs, almost without thinking, locked into the rhythm of the kick drum. The entire room just felt more awake. It was a reaction you just couldn't ignore.
This timeline tells the whole story perfectly. It starts out 30 years ago using only studio tracks because, hey, it was safer, more controlled. Then, mid-career, a live track becomes this little treat, a reward near the end of class. Pretty soon, that grows into building whole sections of the workout around live music. And today, the playlists are packed with them, and there's this constant hunt for those amazing live versions that just have something more. So what is the secret sauce here? I mean, is this all just a placebo effect, something in our heads? Nope, not at all. There are actual, tangible things happening in a live performance that fundamentally change how the music hits you. Let's get under the hood and break down what makes these tracks so incredibly powerful.
It really boils down to these 5 key ingredients, these 5 secret ingredients of live energy. And each one adds a unique layer that you just are not going to find in a studio recording. So let's dive into each one. First up, the tempo. Adrenaline is a crazy thing. When a band is on stage feeding off that crowd energy, they almost always play a little faster. So a song that's a nice, steady 128 beats per minute on the album, it might creep up to 132 or even higher when they play it live. And that little 4 BPM boost can be the absolute magic number that puts a song right in the sweet spot for the perfect cycling cadence.
All right, next up, let's talk about the drums. It's all about intention. In the studio, a drummer is playing for control and precision. But live, a drummer is playing for impact. The kick drum and the snare hit so much heavier, and the fills are way bigger and more dramatic. And since we instinctively match our legs to that beat, a harder hitting drum line literally drives us to push harder.
This quote just nails it. It really isn't just about being louder, it's about momentum. Live performers, they're so in the moment, they often push just a tiny bit ahead of the beat. It makes the song feel like it's leaning forward, creating this incredible sense of urgency and forward drive. And that is exactly the feeling you want when you're tackling a massive hill. And think about this. Live songs are almost never the same as the album version, right? Artists will add these long intros to get the crowd clapping, they'll throw in dramatic pauses and huge builds just to amp everyone up. And for a fitness instructor, these are like little gifts. They're perfectly built-in cues to coach the class through intensity changes, like, okay, add that gear now and get ready to explode when this chorus hits. And finally, we get to the most unique ingredient of all, one you just cannot replicate in a studio, the crowd. That roar you hear, those thousands of people singing along, that's not just background noise, that is pure, unfiltered energy that gets baked right into the track. It completely transforms a solitary workout into this massive shared experience. You feel like you're a part of something huge. Okay, but in today's world, it goes way beyond just the audio, right? So many studios now have screens, and that brings in a whole new layer to this. What you see can be every bit as powerful as what you hear. And this really breaks it down. You've got your standard music video, which, yeah, it's cool, it's a polished piece of art. But then you have a live performance video, and that's not a product, that's an event. Seeing the band on stage, the lights, the sweat, the crowd going nuts in real time, it turns your workout from something you're doing alone into a collective concert experience. So when you add all of this up, what are we really talking about here? It becomes clear that choosing between a studio track and a live track isn't just a technical decision about BPM or sound quality. It's a choice about what kind of experience you want to create. Let's take a real-world example here with Kenny Chesney's song, I Go Back. The studio version, it's great. It's clean, warm, familiar. It feels like a private memory. But the live version? It's electric. The band pushes it harder. You can hear the whole stadium singing along. And suddenly, it's a shared memory. The effect goes from simple familiarity to actual goosebumps. And all of this leads to the most important point of all. It makes you realize maybe we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. When we build a playlist, the technical stuff, the BPM, the structure, that's only half the story. There's a much deeper, more important question we should be asking ourselves. And here it is. The real question is this. Will this version make my riders feel something they will remember after the unclip? It's not just about the numbers. It's about the feeling. It's about the memory. Will this specific version create a moment so powerful that it actually sticks with someone long after that workout is over? And more, the answer to that question seems to be found in the raw, electric, shared energy of a live performance.